I found this book called Rook Exodus. The cover caught my eye and the title sounded interesting, but honestly, I wasn't sure if it was going to be worth the read. So the question is, was I wrong? Let's find out. Now, before we get into the story, let me give you a little background on who made this. Rook Exodus is written by John and drawn by Jason, and if those names sound familiar, they should. These are the same two guys behind Batman 3 Jokers, and if you read that book, you already know they didn't play around. This is their brand new science fiction series, and it's published through Image Comics under the label called Ghost Machine. So right off the bat, the pedigree is there. Now let's get into the story. The story takes place on a planet called Exodus, and the idea behind it is really cool. Humanity's left a dying Earth, and a corporation called Better World terraformed this planet and sent people there to start over. Now, the control of the wildlife, they train a special group of people called wardens. Each warden wears an advanced helmet that creates a neural bond with a specific animal, meaning they literally think with their animals and control them. And that thought was really cool, because immediately they set up these characters based on what animal they're connected to. And you can already tell what kind of person someone is just by their bond. But here's where it all falls apart. The planet world engine is failed, and when it failed, society collapsed. The wealthy people, they evacuated. They paid to get out, and they left the workers and the wardens behind on a dying planet they couldn't escape from. And right there, that tells you what kind of story this really is. It's not just a science fiction, there is a real social community baked right into the world building. And that's what separates a good story from a great one. Let's talk about the main character, Rook. He's a former farmer who became a warden, and his neural bond is with blackbirds, rooks, crows, and ravens. And the way they wrote his connection to the birds, I mean, it felt like they were literally part of him, not just a tool he used, like an extension of who he actually is as a person. Through flashbacks, we find out Rook came out from a ruined Earth, lost his family farm, and joined the Exodus program because he believed in the promise of a fresh start. He generally thought this planet was going to be humanity's second chance, but instead, he ended up stranded on a world that's falling apart while the company that brought him there just bounced. Now, he's out scavenging wreckage and trying to repair a ship just to escape. And right at the start of the issue, he gets attacked by a dangerous wildlife because the animal control system are already breaking down. And I'm like, this dude can't catch a break, but I'm really invested. And that's good writing. Now, here's where the story really got me. And this is the part I wasn't expecting. Rook has this friend, another warden named Swine. He controls warhogs, and the emotional core of his whole issue is Rook trying to convince Swine to leave the planet with him before things get even worse. And I thought this was a really smart move by the writers, because instead of just hitting you with action and world building the whole time, the slow down and giving you this friendship, you understand what Rook is actually fighting for. He's not just trying to survive for himself, he cares about the people he might leave behind. But then, I don't want to spoil too much. When Rook gets Swine to the base, things go sideways fast. The base is destroyed, his animals slaughtered, and then this mysterious warden who controls bears showed up. It ends brutally. The ending generally hit different, and I was not expecting that at all. And it sets up the main conflict for the next issue perfectly. And after that, I was ready to read the next issue. Alright, so let's talk about what really makes this book worth picking up. And honestly, it's the combination of everything. The story, the characters, the artwork, and the setup for the next issue. Starting with the art, Jason was absolutely the right choice for this book. The color palette makes Exodus feel gritty and dying. Every panel you can feel that the planet is falling apart. It doesn't look clean and polished. It looks rough, lived in, and desperate. and that matches the tone of the story perfectly. The art and the writing are working together, and that's when a comic book really works. Now the story itself, what I really enjoy is how they don't drag things out until the last page. Every single panel gives you insight into Rook, who he is, what he lost, what he's trying to do, his thought about his dad, about the farm he lost, about his concern for Swan, and especially his connection with the birds. The way the bond was written made it feel emotional, not just like a cool superpower. And the world building, it doesn't dump information all at once. It builds naturally as the story moves forward. By the time you finish the issue, you understand Exodus. You understand the stakes, and you understand Rook for a first issue that's phenomenal. Now, I have talked about the character designs because these were the art team really showed. Let's start with Swan. His design is simple, and I mean that is a compliment. Nothing overly complex, nothing over the top, just like his Warhogs. He got tusk on his waist, his arms, spikes, bands, and a helmet that actually looks like a design to match the Warhog's aesthetics. Simple but effective. The design tells you exactly who this guy is before even he speaks. And there's Usa, the enemy warden, and my goodness, this guy is massive. The way they draw him honestly reminds me of the Juggernaut. And that makes sense because his animals are bears, and those bears are huge. He got animal fur on his body, a deer skull on his waist, and a robot arm. And I generally think this is inspiration for Usa came from Kraven the Hunter, the Spider-Man villain. The same big hunter energy, the same animal trophies on his body. That design makes it feel like an unstoppable force before he even throws a punch. And that's what a great character design does. It tells you who someone is without a single word and dialogue. Really impressed by that. So this book is published by Ghost Machine through Image Comics. And if you don't know Ghost Machine, they're also the team behind Gregor and Rocketellers, and they are branded new title, and their brand new title called The $1 Trillion Kid, dropping January 17, 2026. I'm definitely going to make videos on that one, and I'll be covering Rocketeers as well. So make sure you stay tuned for those. And Rook Exodus, is it worth your time and your money? Yeah, absolutely. It's generally surprised me. I went in with low expectations, and this book exceeded all of them. That's a great feeling as a reader. Let me know in the comments if you already read it, Rook Exodus, and what your thought about it. And if you're going to pick it up after watching this, come back and tell me. I want to hear your reactions to that ending. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe to Night HQ for more comic reviews and geek content. Have a great day. Take care.